zimeshika zimepotana, zangu zimeshika zimepotana, siputake shisha ushada super kitisha na kama super kitisha tubana na hakuna vile kwenda yapana kama bitaka unafana na Kitamini manda, kitamini masaka, katumbayo dina masala, safani ya mapatila, droni chafu imeparara, kusini mpaka huko marala, wanakabiru, salama, nipasi street, maraja, don't do rap funny clowns, nani mkali hapa ndani mkani get to passing now, all you rappers funny just to be around like a shiny ground, never dumb me down for the public, I keep it 100, I've been a team, don't got ABCs, homie please take the emphasis. Get to know what the difference is between you and I am devilish. I just keep up with my fellowship. I know you really feel that melody. All my women got that melanin. I just really get a better day. It's like cute with a membership. Outside, boy, other shit. I love you. Try to go up, you go better. Only time come mozzarella. I'm just really getting better. This game is a setup. I just want to get my better. Shit, I go on my fella. Clean up my keys and my cellar. Look over the fuck I can say. Zombies, machines, Zombies mashika zimepotana, sibutaki shisha ushada, super kitisha na kamata, super kitisha tubanana, hakuna kwenye kwebe yapana, akabistaka na banana, nikule niruke kalazara, zombies mashika zimepotana, sibutaki shisha ushada, super kitisha tubanana, akabistaka na banana, wanapenda kulamba ama sana zimeshika zimefuata na raha mfati karia ni hasala alakitimiza ni mashala ibnaona kisa tuna sini maruzi mimi mangombe yenyewe ndo nimetoka rimandi tuluzi nataka shore nitoka nyenge super. Yes, karibuni sana family to yet another beautiful episode of the Pan-African Bliss right here on the Bliss-How Network Media for the 21st century. Karibuni sana. I hope you guys' week has been amazing. And of course, shout out to everyone who's just listening to me via the radio station. For those who are on Facebook and on YouTube, karibuni sana to yet another beautiful, beautiful session of the Pan-African Bliss. You're listening to the Bliss-How Network radio station, media for the 21st century. It's all about listening, engaging, and transforming. And of course, like we say usually, it's all about bringing the Black people, becoming one people and uniting African people globally. 3 minutes to 1 p.m., 57 minutes past 12 p.m. right here in the 254. Let me know where's the weekend kicking in you. Where's the weekend finding you from and where are you streaming with us from? Karibuni sana once again. And of course, that is HR the Messenger. Shout out to him, one of our amazing hosts right here on the Bliss-How Network. And of course, he has a show that is on Saturday. What's the Rada? And of course, we have a new show every Thursday from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m., which is hosted by him and also by Kamlesh as well. And of course, featuring Keith himself in the building. And the name of the show is Black King's Frequency. Literally just bringing the masculinity in, talking your nonsense, talking everything, giving your mindset and everything that you want to talk about. But karibuni sana once again. My name is listeners and viewers, and of course I'm taking you back a little bit into the music. I'd love to do it the Friday ways, but I can't. Apparently our network right now, we can't access it, but of course I hope by the end of the day we're gonna be able to figure out if we're gonna be doing the shows over there, the rest of the shows. But of course, yeah, we shall be doing it right here today. As for my show, we shall not be having Katie in. She's not feeling well, and I wish her nothing but just quick recovery. But back to the music. This is a Piano City by Satril. Hey, if you guys get to enjoy this, I'll be back with my quote of the day as we get straight into the topic of the day. And the topic of the day today is kind of interesting. I had something much deeper to talk about regarding also a video Kid shared with me, because I had a couple, actually after he shared that with me, I had also some few dots I wanted to connect with. But frankly, we had to switch up everything, and we shall be talking about literally. We know most of you guys in the US, you have to pay everything using the credit cards. And if you can't think about it, we know the dollar is collapsing slowly by slowly. And everything is it's gonna get to a point where not be having access to money. And there's a video I bumped into today on TikTok. Not a fan of always
literally watching videos on TikTok, but today I got in and I found a couple of information. And this was this lady who lives in Sweden, and she was talking about, I think she's Ugandan. She was saying that since she moved to Sweden, all she hear about Africa is poverty, poverty, poverty. But you ask yourself, how are countries living on credit cards literally calling Africa poor while we can literally live without money? Do you know you can survive without money? Yes, it sounds delusional and everything, but yes, we can survive without money. But right now, everything has been made like, we need the dollar, we need the fake money to keep on our lives moving. But we shall be getting deeper into it. And also, I'll take you back a little bit into the story of the Nigerians' migration into the UK. And of course, the UK study has come out and they're actually giving us multiple of reasons why they feel like the Nigerian people opt to leave Nigeria. So stay tuned to the end of the show. And of course, we'll be talking much on this. When I weapon. Kali money, then I now. Amalaya felang away. Amalaya felang away. Kali money, felang away. Amalaya felang away. I'm gonna felang away. Darling, I'm felang away. I'm gonna felang away. I'm gonna felang away. Ay, Coco. Ay, Coco. Ay, Coco. Ay, pepengas, unze puti. Ay, pepengas, unze puti. Hey. Yes, and my quote of the day today says that it's all about your mind. Mind is a magnet, okay? And it says that if you think of blessings, you attract blessings. If you think of problems, you attract problems. Always cultivate good thoughts and always remain positive and optimistic, okay? Your mind is a magnet. If you think of blessings, you attract blessings. And if you think of problems, you attract problems. Always cultivate good thoughts and always remain positive and optimistic. And this goes to all my African people. Yes, that is sad thrill, and of course, this my crush from South Africa. I literally love this guy so much, and I just love the way he sings. I love his voice. I love his music, and I love him as a person. It's just super, super amazing. But of course, that thrill with the Piano City Live over there, and I hope you guys have enjoyed that amazing, amazing session. And karibuni sana to yet another beautiful episode of the Pan African Bliss. My name is Joby, to the first time listeners and viewers, and of course, let me know how has your week been. Mine has been superb. I can't really complain. It has been super, super amazing. And of course, I hope you can also let me know how yours has been. I'm looking forward to seeing, how next month it's gonna be. Literally, I'm not a fan of the month of May and the month of June. Literally, I'm not a month of the month of May and the month of June. I am not a fan, but this one has been amazing. I can't complain. I can't wait to see how also June is gonna turn out this particular year. I'm looking forward to nothing but like we said, your mind is a magnet. So I'm looking forward to nothing but just positive things, and I'm trying to be optimistic as much as I can. 6 minutes past 1 p.m. right here in the 254. Let me know what's the time on your end, and of course, karibuni sana to yet another beautiful discussion. Like I said, today our focus shall be going into something very interesting, and I think this is actually something that needs to draw, especially the Black Americans in the diaspora. The people in the diaspora, the blacks in the diaspora. This is something that should literally should be drawn, or your attention should be drawn out of this topic, because I'm asking, and let me know if you are here and you listen, or rather if you shall be catching up with this later. Most of you, we know that you survive on credit cards, right? If I need a house, I need to purchase the house using a credit card. If I need an underwear, like that, this lady is gonna say, I'm gonna have to use a credit card. Everything I need, it's all under credit card. Okay, but when it comes to Africa, yes, money has been now a norm, but again, we used to survive without money. And even if today everything was to collapse and we didn't have the money circulation, trust me, still in Africa, you can still survive, because you don't need the circulation of money to literally be able to survive. And I think I've always been saying this, and actually it's the truth. I've not grown up seeing money. I used to see cents. If you could see a note, it's like a big deal, because money was not literally that in circulation. People used to trade. Okay, we had different types of trading. We had different ways of surviving. But right now, if you look at Africa, we've dumped all that. But again, it's not like it's not possible, because we have people who are still surviving. I mean, shout out to Kamlesh. He has been giving us tips on what we're supposed to be doing. And for him, actually, he is a farmer and he's doing amazing. He says there's nothing that is so sweet like eating your own homegrown food. It is so amazing. And if you come to think about it, this does not just come with you owning a land, especially if, let's say, you're doing the farming in your own home ground, rather in your own background, at the back of your yard and everything. You have water in supply. You have a lot of things that you can create biogas. You can do a lot of things which we have knowledge about, or which you can seek knowledge about. But talk about you guys in the US. What is the rate? Because by 2050, according to study, and literally most of the articles and the documents that have been spread outside here on Google and every platform, we know by 2050 the survival of the Black Americans in America is gonna be in a very bad crisis. And it's not even right now as we talk, it's still in bad crisis. Black Americans are struggling. And actually, I'll share this video. Shout out to this lady. She's one among the people we need. Okay, if you want to be able to come back and build in Africa, you need this type of mindset. Because if you look at the men in America, you've been kept under child support and everything. It is so hard for you to build anything of your own, because you've been set up in a government just It has made you a slave of just working and not building anything for yourself, especially as a man, but just giving away back to them. You work for them, you enslave, they have enslaved you, and apart from that, you're still gonna have to give back to them. Child support. What do we have? Child support. I'd say in Africa, like I said, this is a topic we've discussed. I said in Africa, I believe it should be introduced because men are nutting outside there anywhere, anyhow they want. Not taking responsibilities of literally making so many young girls leave school, drop out of school because they have been impregnated. Most of them, even it ends up by the case is always their parents or relatives. And none of these cases are taken seriously. But apart from that, if you come to look at the American society, the black in the American society, it is way different. So try to think about it. Do you want to come back to Africa or not? But I don't want to get to that right now. As we start, I want to take you a little bit back onto what we discussed during this particular week. That was on Wednesday. I was talking about the UK and the migration of Nigerians in Nigeria. And we discovered that around 120,000, nearly to 700,000 Nigerians literally have been leaving Nigeria, okay? And the amount of money we discovered that you have to pay to maintain the school fees that is under the UK regulations, it's 3 million Kenyan shillings according to my currency. And I asked, why would you want to save so much money to go pay for all this goddamn school fees while this own money can generate a lot of wealth for you if you try to build 1, 2, 3 things for you? Okay, one of the questions. And I also asked, why is it that Africans, we keep on running away from our problems? Why don't we realize the greater enemy is the same person we're running to for rescue? Okay? Why don't we understand how our economic systems have been set up? We're economically enslaved, living on debts that do not literally exist. And shout out to Kid to all the knowledge he has really given us, because we see, I see videos and I'm like, wow, at least I'm getting, I know this, but at least I'm still getting more informed on more of this, which is crazy. Let me read what the UK government had to say. They say, like, last week we said, remember, they banned Nigerians from entering UK. They were like, these people are flocking the UK. And we saw one of the Nigerian bloggers came out and say that the reason why we have Nigerians leaving the country is because of corruption and all that. But you need to fight corruption, right? Question number 1. You need to be the one to demand for change. Question number 2. Okay, but you never do this. You never do this, You always want to run away. But the bloggers say that most of the excuse that we see Nigerians using is that they want to claim they are students and they take the visas and everything, scholarships and everything that any means of, you getting into the UK, so long as you're pretending to be a student and taking a particular type of course, you're good to go. But this is what they said. I hope I've not lost that article. It seems like I've just lost it right now. I've just seen that flip right now. But they were giving us an analysis. Let me see if I can find it. An analysis of what really happened. Why they think Nigerians, most of them are leaving Nigeria. And of course they mentioned poverty and a lot of things, but of course I don't think we will be discussing much deeper into this conversation. But what I'd say on my own, I was to read the whole article for you to understand better, but I've just lost it. Okay, I've just lost it right now, so I'll not be able to find it. Let me see, I can't find it. I've just lost that right now. That's so pathetic. That is so bad. But anyway, they say that the reason why they think Nigerians are leaving the country is because of inflation, which is actually currently at 20%, which, yes, we do agree. Inflation is part of why Nigerians are leaving. It's not only Nigeria. We know most of the African countries, literally globally, we are about to be hit by inflation. We've seen right now most of the things when you talk about climate change. We know what is happening. These people have taken control of our climate, and now they're claiming how we won't be having rain for the next, I don't know how many years, while they are cutting down trees. And this is what I said yesterday. This is all an agenda. If Africans, we can just realize what has been going on, especially in our continent. We're so worried about other people's problems. Shout out to South Africa, okay, Zambia, Congo, it Egypt, and there were 5 African countries which were supposed to go to Ukraine and Russia talk about. They were supposed to go to, I think it was in the US, to go talk about the Ukraine and Russia war. You can't solve your own problems, but you want to solve your enemy's problem. And the person you're trying to go speak on their behalf to calm down are the same people causing chaos in your country. These we need to wake up. We need to wake up and realize who's our enemy, who's attacking us, who's the beginning of all the problem. And shout out to this guy. This is what this guy said. I bumped into this. This is about the African Union. But of course, whatever they say is all lies, as much as they won't apply. But I loved what he said. He said that the African Union has warned. This is actually what the African Union has warned. That the continent risks become geostrategic battleground for competing big powers' interests. I mean, is this the time you're realizing all this? You're the ones who have been inviting them. They're the ones who have created the African Union, which does not even work for us. So what are we talking about right here? We barely do not know and understand the function of the African Union because it doesn't even work for the African people. But we're yet worried about, now this is the time we get to realize that Africa has been set up, like it's a competition of big powers. It's all a competition of who's literally going to take power. It's not too late, but you can't talk while African Union is not for African. You can't talk while African Union has not been created for the African problems. It's for your own goddamn union. They're saying that its commission chairman, Musa Faki Mahamat, said Africa must resist the consequences of intensifying global rivalries, and that, he said, threatened to create a new Cold War. And China, Russia, and the United States all sent their top diplomats to Africa this year, and Ukraine's foreign minister is currently on the mission there. And the chairman warning and the chairman's warning was given to the 60th anniversary of the formation of the African Union's procedure. This is just crazy, okay? My interest right here, what really drew my interest is you saying, usually you should say Africa. Africa should be warned that the continent risks is becoming geostrategic battleground for competing big powers. It's not too late to realize all this. And this is why we need the Nigerians back, because this is the country with the most populated people in Africa. But look, most of them, literally half of them, every year, and God knows maybe every month, they have to leave the continent because of the crisis we've been kept on purpose. On purpose. It's not by chance that we just woke up and then we were like this. And this one we need to teach our children, literally. I was reading this earlier. It says that we need to teach our children about this, the movements below. It is a criminal to make our children think we have never seriously fought. It is a criminal not to teach the children that Africans on the continent have fought alongside Africans in the Americans, and we must teach our children that we have defined success and liberation far different from our oppressors. It is criminal not to teach our children patterns of oppressions and how oppressors use people that look like us to destroy our movements and oppress us further. The children need to thoroughly understand our past and to plan to be truly successful in the future. Exactly. Which is 100% correctly. Let me share this video, because this is like when we speak about history every single day, and why we have to be having Africans running away and being scared instead of fighting is because of this missing history. We told that the Europeans were the best. The Europeans were the ones who did this. What about us? What did we do? Which part of the role did we play? What role did we play? Because nobody talks about that. Nobody talks about the agenda Kwame Nkrumah had for Ghana. Nobody talks about Patrice Lumumba. Nobody talks about most of what this video is about to explain.
Series will discuss African independence leaders who were ousted or assassinated by Western intelligence services. Congo's Patrice Lumumba's death in 1961 followed on from that of opposition leader of Cameroon, Felix Moumi, poisoned in 1960. Sylvanus Olympio, leader of Togo, was killed in 1963. Mehdi Ben Barka, leader of the Moroccan opposition movement, was kidnapped in France in 1965 and his body never found. Eduardo Mondlane, leader of Mozambique's Frelimo, fighting for independence from the Portuguese, died from a parcel bomb in 1969. And of course, Ghana's Kwame Nkrumah.
This decade is the decade of African independence.
Considering Nkrumah's Pan-Africanism and his call for Ghana to be a haven for black artists, thinkers, and leaders, Nkrumah firmly believed that political independence was meaningless without economic independence. Thus, by the time he was overthrown in the CIA-inspired coup, Ghana had a whopping 68 sprawling state-owned factories producing every need of the population, from shoes to textiles, to furniture, to lorry tires, to canned fruits, to vegetables and beef, to glass, to radio and TV, to books.
Everything. I believe we should be producing everything. We have all the resources right here. We can produce everything and anything. Imagine, able to imagine this. Literally, we do not have manufacturing industries, right? But we see people coming out with cars. Look, we see people coming out with TVs that don't need electricity. How does that? Where is that? How does that intelligence apply? Now imagine how many mindsets are outside there and can be able to do that if we had a manufacturing industry. Being able to produce our own. We're capable of everything and anything. And this is actually why it is a crime if generation to generation are not seriously being taught about what really happened. And this also still go back, I always say, and I always defend us as Africans, we do not know. Right now, I do know, but most of us didn't know or still don't know the difference between the Black American history and the African history. And they don't understand if most of you came from here, or what taken away from here. So, come on.
To steal, to educated manpower, virtually everything. Nkrumah wanted to industrialize Ghana within a single generation, and everything was on course until the Power series will discuss.
That is one of the videos I was to share. Then we had this one. This white guy is explaining. When I was speaking about economic enslavement, because we are economically enslaved. Economically enslaved. We are on debt that we can't get ourselves out of right now. And you wonder why? Why are we on debt? Because when I was learning all this from the day one, I came to ask myself, how do you say Africa is full of resources and you say we're being exploited, but we're still on debt? It's not making sense. So you can't exploit me, still not even take, still mash it, where you're willing to kill anyone and anyhow, so long as you get anything you want out of Africa, displace anyone, anywhere, so long as you get what is in the root of that ground. But again, after doing all this, okay, these resources go benefit you. I don't benefit. After you displacing me and still, even my own puppets do not, my own country itself does not benefit. Leave alone me, you've displaced. My country does not benefit. But again, you're going to come and lend me money out of the resources you've stolen from me. Where's my profit? How do I benefit from this? I mean, again, go back to financial literacy. Africa, we've not been taught this. This, I think, includes even the leaders. Because what do these puppets go to talk about when they go to this Africa-US summit and all these meetings, you see them going, all these Congress meetings? What do they go to discuss? Because that is one thing I'm asking myself right here. What strategy? What is always running through their minds? Like, how do you analyze questions? How do you analyze business meetings? Like, how do you see your part in it? Like they just give you the deal and that's it. You just shake your head and that's it. You agree to everything. And that's the problem. That is the problem. We are economically enslaved even when we shouldn't. And this is what I'm talking about. And my question is again, and this is what most of you in the chat, I'd love you to answer me. Everything I believe in the US, you have to use a credit card, right? Before you purchase a house, before you use what? They have made everything to be all about credit cards. But you can't talk about, because I'll be sharing that video later. And it's serious if you can't think about it. In Africa, we can survive without money. If really we were to become serious, you can survive without money. As long as you have a land, you're producing your own food, you have enough water supplication, you don't even need medication at this point because you're eating healthy. What else do you need? You can come up with biogas. You can come up with a lot that we're capable of. We can generate electricity because we have the resources. Imagine how life would have been. You can survive without the money circulation. We used to trade. I might have maize. You might not have beans. Okay? I may have maize and not have beans, and you might have beans and you might not have maize. So we give and I come and trade, and that's how people used to survive long time ago. There was no money circulation. Where did this come from? It's not like I don't know where it came from, but where did it do Africans ask themselves this? Life used to be really amazing. What Kamlesh was really trying to explain here, it is what you used to live. You know, we had chiefs, we had a community, and the community could help each other live. I could go to, like, we used to be, oh God, life has just become super, super crazy right now. But I see Kit in the building, Karibu Sana, you're saying exactly, yes, Joby, that's exactly 100% true. And you're saying that it wasn't for Ghana, Joby, it was for Africa. I know that. And just saying, yes, Joby, they don't know. Yes, most of us do not know the history. Just saying that, yes, they are put in power because they're stupid and can't even, they're stupid. Can you say Museveni? I know. Can you say Museveni? I mean, yeah. Because I'm asking myself, we've not have gotten this far as a continent if only we had thinkers. Just like that video explained, we have leaders who do not literally reason, and this is what we need to rebuild. We should have the next generation becoming a generation of thinkers, not people just to move along with anything and everything we're told by this system. You want to eat shit? Yeah, eat shit. It's okay to eat shit. You want to eat bugs in a burger? Okay, yeah, I'll eat bugs in a burger, and that's okay. Okay, your religion is okay. Your religion tells you need to fast 100 days and die, and then I'm going to harvest your organs. That is okay. Yeah, that is okay. Come on. We need to be thinker. You need to reason. Shit. We share this video. This guy explained it better to Africans. Listen
third
to
world
this.
debt different from the American debt. Number one, America is never going to pay its debt. It doesn't have to. Its debts are in its own currency. We can simply print it.
What currency do we have as Africans? This is the reason why you need to realize we need one common currency. One common currency. We are in debt because of what he's just about to explain, which makes perfect sense. We are in debt in other people's currency, not in our own currency. Other people's currency. This is why we are in debt, literally. Now it makes sense to me. Because we do not have our own common currency. Oh my God. Let's move on. Mr. Michelle, Karibu Sana, good morning to you too. Hope you're doing amazing. Hope your week has been great. And Karibu Sana once again.
Is not in its currency. The African debt is in US dollars. It has to earn the dollars. The only way it can earn the US dollars is not to be assassinated for growing its own food. And
which is happening. We are being assassinated for growing our own food, building our own roads, building our own hospitals. Everything that has to do with Africans, it's all been monitored. They are the decision makers. No African puppet has a say. None of them. Look at, I mean, perfect. Look at, right now we're eating GMOs. And we've been literally eating this for me, if I am to say, I think it's been over for the last 24 years of my life then. Last 24 years of my life. And then you still claim you're okay? Oh, God.
becoming independent, doing something that the United States does not like. The principle
Exactly.
underlying the foundation of the World Bank, the International Bank for IBRD, the World Bank, is that no country should grow its own food. Africa and the third world should only grow export crops.
Exactly. That is what you see Bill Gates is doing, buying the lands, and right now they come and tell you, oh, these organic seeds ain't good. We need you to take this. This is better because we have climate change, and climate change goes better with these genetically modified seeds. Okay? Yours is not doing okay because of this climate change, so we need you to take this because we have a climate change. Everything they're literally taking control of everything. And shout out to, actually, people are waking up. Shout out to TikTokers who literally are doing some amazing videos outside there. I was impressed by seeing one Kenyan lady explaining what is about to happen. I've not heard majority of the people talk about this. I was like, wow. And the way she looks is like she never judge a book by its cover, by the way. Never. The way she looks, you'd think she's so dummy. She's talking like, she's there, she got this gangster thing, and she's like, saying nothing but the truth. People think the New World Order, the Vision 2030, she explained it very quickly. Vision 2030, the same way I heard it, it's, hey, Nairobi City is going to be looking like New York. Okay? We're going to be having a New York or a Dubai in Nairobi City, in every African country with Agenda 2030. That is what we've been shown. Advertisements. It's how we're going to be having water. The Nairobi River is going to be clean. Our cities are full of lights, security, everything good. But what are we talking about? We are talking about 5Gs. We're talking about, oh my God, a lot of things going on. Birds being changed in, cats being changed into drones, birds being changed into drones. Trust me, there's nothing that creates suspicions right now into me when I see a bird on the window. I think you've also heard Katie saying this a couple of times. Like, she might be doing a show that there's a bird on the window and it's like knocking on the. You're like, what's going on? What's up? New World Order. Shout out to the people who are literally giving the truth outside there. You're there seated waiting for Agenda 2030, thinking everything is coming on a silver platter. Life is gonna be cheap. Wake up. Life is becoming. I never thought I'd say life is hard. I used to be told this when I was young, but that by our time, life is gonna be super expensive, and it is expensive. It is expensive. Things are getting high every day. I can't believe I'm gonna be buying sugar for $5 in the next coming months. And we have people who have been stealing sugar and literally storing them till they expire. This is when they release them, because now they see the country is on demand and the cost of sugar is high. So they tell you like, hey, we've been having the 2018 stock, but it's expired. What do you think? I think it's good for your health, but it's expired. No, it's good. I mean, you guys have a crisis, so this is the only sugar left to help other citizens. Wow. But what about the health? No, you don't give a shit about the health. They just need the sugar. Crazy. It is crazy. This is super, super insane. Let me share this. Let me continue this.
Makes African and third world debt different from the American debt. Number one, America is never going to pay its debt. It doesn't have to. Its debts are in its own currency. We can simply print it. The African debt is not in its currency.
They say it's so evident. They simply print it. They can simply print it. Okay? So simple. They can simply print the money. Very, very simple. Yet you're here, you can't produce nothing of your own. I mean, we have everything. Talk about coffee, tea, cotton. But we have to depend on the white people to come take everything from us to become productive. We have skills. We have skills. Most of the Africans do not even need to be like going to schools to get some. We're naturally intelligent. Most of us. Let me show you this video before I get into the main topic of the day. Time really goes so fast, yeah. There's this child who's literally wowing people's, and I'm also still like, what? I'm and when I saw the kid, I'm like, wow, this is what the Europeans see in us, the intelligence, and this is what they really want to kill at a very young age, especially as a baby. Keep you in tunes, keep you in all types of distracted bullshit, and not be able to realize what is going on in the world. This kid, unless they literally buy him from the parents, that intelligence is going to be tampered with properly. Because this kid, for me, when I saw him, I was like, wow. Can you imagine a 3-year-old baby is naming all the governors and every member of parliament of the Kenyan country? A 3-year-old baby. I'm here, as grown as I am, I can't. I don't know most of the MPs of even Kenya. It's not ignorance. I mean, what's the essence of me knowing their names? What are they helping us to do? Just to answer to ask that, what is it that they have really, what role can I say that this member of parliament has played in my life that I can literally congratulate them for? I'm complaining that they're the ones supposed to be representing us at the parliament, complaining about the crisis of living, but they're the ones literally helping the other puppets to steal money. Every time I always say the members of parliament, they're always demanding for a higher raise of payments, a higher check. Oh, this is not enough. We're doing so much in the country. We feel like we need a rise of our pay. And you're like, what have you been doing? You know, this was so wonderful. Let me share this. A 3-year-old sharing, saying all the. This I saw the intelligence, and I'm like, well, this is actually why the white people literally want to keep us stupid, because they know how smart we are. And they snatch it when you're really young. Because if you're not messed up with tunes, distracted with the media, the TV, everything, the program. Let me just say, you've been programmed. If you're not being programmed, you can be able to think. But once you're programmed, you can't think. And that's why actually Africans, we can't be able to reason because we're programmed. And they're going to keep on doing it. Economically, food, transport, electricity, everything. Every goddamn thing. And it's crazy. Let me share this very quickly. 3-year-old. Let me find this very quickly. It's really, really amazing. Because I've watched this video like 10 times. She's so wonderful. He's so wonderful. And he's like 3. Let me share this very quickly.
Mkuu wa mawaziri, Speaker wa Senate, Speaker wa bunge.
Like, look how careless he is. I'm so sorry to say. He's literally just minding his business, naming all the leaders in Kenya. This is just so amazing. A 3-year-old boy. My question, or rather when I saw this, I was trying to expand my thinking in terms of how are the politicians thinking about this boy? Because one right now is on the limelight is in everyone's eyes. They've already taken him to the radio station. He's been interviewed on blogs. He's everywhere as young as he is. But wait, what are the politicians thinking when they see this? One, it's intelligence, right? But what if this intelligence is bought out, and me as a young boy, 3-year-old me, the way I am right now, by knowing these names, I could have been able to think further and do investigations of what these people are doing in my country. Yes, we have Deputy Rigathi Gachagua. What's your history? What have you been doing? And I'm not looking at the clean evidences that I should be having from Google. I need the dirty ones. Okay? I need the dirty ones, because there's so many dirty files outside there that we won't find about them. So they're going to buy this intelligence and make this young boy, either, let me say, it's called grooming. They're going to groom him in a way he cannot literally be able to reason on himself, literally, or by himself. He has to follow now orders from Deputy Flani, like, you know, all these names he can mention. Same thing. Go back to the Europeans. They see this, they're like, okay, this is the African intelligence. We need to keep on programming these people, because look at this. How can a three-year-old boy, I mean, do you know all the members of the parliament? Do you know all the leaders of your states? Joe Mosquito, Sister Michelle, Keith. Can you mention maybe a couple few, but can you mention all? This is intelligence beyond. This is this was just so amazing. This was just so amazing to see, to watch. And I just hope we can really realize we are bigger than we're told, because we have been taught to belittle ourselves, our thoughts, our everything, especially our thoughts. We need to belittle our thoughts, especially our thoughts. They have gotten in our minds so bad. Shout out to HR and Siwa Saida. There's this song they have sung, it's all in the mind. It's all in the goddamn mind. And that is what they did. They got so much into our brains, giving us fake religion, fake education, which describes nothing but the good about them, but the worst about African people. Okay? It is so crazy. But as we get into the main topic of the day, let me share this video very quickly. Ezekiel is saying that, yes, exactly 100%, Joby, one African currency. That's why they killed Gaddafi. Exactly. Exactly. We need to have one Africa Central Bank, then create one currency. And this is gonna be steps. For Africa to get to these steps, we are way far behind. Way far behind. We have a lot of work to do. We have a lot. We have tribalism to deal with. We have religion to deal with. We have fake education to deal with. We have everything, getting rid of the fake history to deal with. We have now creating unity within a country, then within the continent, then now be able to think of how we can come up with this type of strategy. But just like that, you wake up like, hey, today I'm building one African currency of Ghana, of Uganda. And then how is that one common currency? While we have Kenya, Uganda, Ghana, and every country. Why can't we have one? Today we wake up, we hear Julius Malema is telling, hey, Museveni, I feel like you can become gay tomorrow. So like, hey, what's up? Which law are you, whose laws are we using? Because that is not ours. I'm feeling dizzy. Sheesh. Sheesh. Felt dizzy. That's bad. Felt dizzy. But what I'm trying to say is that we really need to wake up. And as I shared this video, this actually was to go to most of you in the diaspora. And this is for you to come back to Africa. Africa is the future. Like we say, Africa is the future. It is the future. I can survive here without money. You can survive without money. Do you know that? I can survive here without money. You can survive without money. Shout out to this lady. She's from Uganda, I guess. I'm not certain, but she is Ugandan. I think so. She lived in Sweden, and this is what she had to say. Ever since she went to Sweden, all she hear about.
Here in Africa, poor Africa, poor Africa. How is it that a nation is under credit is called in Africa? By example, in Ghana, walking around with iPhone 12 paid. If you see someone having a house, they get cash. If you see someone driving a car, it's cash. Because in the world where I come from, if you don't have the money, then you can't buy. We don't have credit. Take example Sweden. I can go to a shop, get an iPhone 12, credit. House, credit. Car, credit. Everything is credit. Even underwear, you can get it on credit. So technically, if you lose your job, you lose everything and you can go to the street.
That's bad. Do you know how dangerous that is? That is bad. I don't want to live like that. That is bad. Oh my God. That is bad. When you lose a job, you lose everything. Everything.
It's okay.
Continue.
In Uganda, if you lose your job, you get to keep and get money for school.
Exactly, because you have land, especially if you have land, you are okay. Nothing else, nothing big, nothing much, just land. Nothing else. The biggest property you can literally be so proud of having in Africa is land. Nothing else. Stop the renting and everything. I just have a land. You're good. Even if today the government takes us aid and say, I want to demolish all these houses we built for you, you have a land to run to. You don't need to be having a whole mansion standing. You can still use some bricks and build something before you figure out what you're going to do, because one, you have your own land. It's yours. Nobody's. Yours.
Fees. Then it came to me like, how the hell the people who live in credit called people who pay cash
Poor. Yeah.
Since I moved,
make that make sense. And this goes actually most even to the white people and even to you guys in the diaspora. I don't know if you are personally living on credit cards, but imagine if you wake up one day, then you have to lose everything, and you have nothing and no one to go to. You know how dangerous that is? That is dangerous. That is dangerous. that is dangerous. If you try to give it a deeper thought, it is really, really, really dangerous. Africa is rich. Africa is wealthy. Enough of people telling you negativities about Africa. We have the negative side, but we also try to think about the positive side of it. And if you look at the positive side of it, it's very beneficial because, again, see Africa waking up. Revolution is taking time, but still everything is going to be okay. I still have hope. And it will be so amazing to see us reign our kingdoms, us reign in our lands without having anyone telling us how we should move, how we should eat, what we should eat, making our own decisions. No curfews, no pandemics, no nothing. Just a continent living its life and people living their lives. People touring the continent with no limits, no wars, no genocides, no sterilizations, no programming, no assassinations, nothing. This is a country of peace. Shout out to Dr. Mumbi for saying Africa used to be a peaceful place. And that is what basically, if all this has been happening, I take me back to my childhood. I grew up in peace. Not what I hear today every single day. Someone has been shot, killed, this. Man, it looks like a mad world. I grew up in a place full of peace, nature. That's why I love nature so much. Nature and a whole lot more. Apart from my life just being messed up by a couple of people, still, I loved my experience of my environment. Every environment I've gone, I pick 1, 2, 3 points. So it's up to you to decide, you guys. It's up to you to decide. The ball is on you, on your end. It's either you kick it or you play it. I don't know. It's up to you. It's either you return it back to the Europeans or you play it. Choose to be the player or choose to be played. That is actually on your end. That is the simple terms I'd really use. But we're coming to the end of today's session. And thank you so much for everyone who was tuned in. My topic, I've been lost because this is not what I was to talk about and everything, but still I feel like it has been an amazing one. And what talk some real things on the network, because also I had a few details to share on yesterday's one thing that I mentioned about what the WHO said. But since we can't say all this right here, then we're good. We're good. We're good. We're good. I hope we can be able to do that later on the Africa Today show. But much love. See you guys later on the Rhythm Scoop show. Like we said, Katie is not in today. She's not feeling well. I wish her a quick recovery, and I hope to see her on Monday. And I hope to see you guys also on Monday, same time, same place. But mine does not end here. Stay safe and watch your surroundings. I see Keith is saying that because you are not educated like Africans is supposed to. Joby, I agree with you. And you're saying that, Joby, did you say he can name all the different types of ugali stew? You had ugali stew. I didn't. You had ugali stew. Joe Mosquito is such a joker. You had ugali stew. Yeah, I said they can name all the politicians of Kenya, all of them. And all of them, literally all of them. Oh my god, that kid is just a genius. And then we have us people like us who just know regarding Gachagua, the deputy president, and all the coons that are on the limelight. But the rest, but again, my question is, what is the purpose of knowing them? Well, it doesn't help me in my life. So peace, family. See you guys on the Africa Today show. Thank you so much, Keith. And see you guys later on. And I hope you enjoy the rest part of your morning. Tuonaneni. Ay, Pepe Ngas. Ay, Pepe Ngas. Ay, Pepe Ngas. Ay, Pepe Ngas. Ay, Pepe Ngas.